have already reported to your office the storms that destroyed 30 houses in Rusayume village, in Rutaraka parish, in Kazinga town council. People in that area require your attention. President Prime Minister, I've already addressed to you the question of hospitals. Our health center 4 in KYEGEGWA was upgraded to a district hospital status. It is not yet officially commissioned, and like Dr. Lim has said, we await the installation of the machines that will make it fully functional, all with your support. In the same way, Mpara Health Center 3 is being upgraded to Health Center 4 with the support of Dr. Deep, still under your ministry, under your office as Prime Minister. We thank you for the support, but we need much more, because Hapuyo in Chaka North, Hapuyo Health Center 3 has been designated for promotion to Health Center 4. We need as much attention and support from your office, Regional Prime Minister, to achieve that dream for our district and our people. Honorable Tom Bright has talked about seed schools. Very few of our sub-counties have seed schools. Yes, as we speak, the Ministry of Education is building seed schools in some sub-counties, but we need more of your attention in your office, Regional Prime Minister, so that we can have equal and uniform coverage throughout the district to make sure all the sub-counties are catered for. Regional Prime Minister, you have driven through KYEGEGWA town and you have flown over it. You have seen how fast and big it has grown as a town. We badly need security lights in KYEGEGWA town. With your help and with the support of Dr. Deep, would want security lighting in the town council of KYEGEGWA for security reasons, because it has grown so fast. We need to tighten security so that we avoid any unnecessary eventualities. Regional Prime Minister, amongst the people seated here, we have 40 students that have been trained or skilled in all ways under the sponsorship of His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. I would want those 40 students that were trained from this district to come out here for the people to know the steps government is taking towards skilling Ugandans and equipping them with all the necessary knowledge to survive today, tomorrow, and the next day. The 40 students that were skilled, I will request that you come and stand up here for the Prime Minister to see. Right Honorable Prime Minister, amongst the delegates here, the students that were trained in Kijwiga Industrial Hub, the students that were trained in Kijwiga at Kijwiga Industrial Hub, if you are amongst us, I'm concluding. Right Honorable Prime Minister, amongst us we have historicals. Historicals, NRM historicals, who are amongst us, I request that you stand up for the Prime Minister to acknowledge your presence. Wherever you are, by historical Abraham Mwimere, Prime Minister Abarure, Kandi Amanye Gugoroho. We are taking a photo, let's be organized and be quick. We have older persons who have been here since morning and they are tired.
Photographers, please, let's take the photo at the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, shots. Okay, let's take another one. 3, 2, 1, shot. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That does it for the photos. Very good. Okay, very good. Let's go take our seats now. As the Honorable Minister of State for Elder Affairs prepares to come and take over.
Right Honorable Nimalira, Right Honorable Prime Minister Nimalira, abasigaza bebiri maiso gawe baka trainingwa ku Chenjojo Industrial Hub, bakasomera emikono. They were trained in tailoring, in carpentry, hairdressing, but they do not have the machines. They do not have the machines to achieve their dreams. So I'll be meeting you, I'll come to you with their petition, and we seek to give them support. Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister.
Very good. Thank you so much, Mr. General. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. May I take the honor to invite and now hand over to the Minister of State for Internal Affairs, who is the main MC for today, the Honorable Idudu Dominic Mafabi. We hand over to him to run us through the next session, which involves the chief guest.
The chief guest, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, the Permanent Secretaries present, the other DCs and the other Cs present, the LC5 chairpersons, and in particular the LC5 chairperson of KYEGEGWA, Chairperson, National Council of Older Persons, Council members, Councillors for Older Persons, members of NRM Older Persons League, development partners present, central and local government technical staff, religious and cultural leaders, all leaders of older persons from within and outside KYEGEGWA, older persons fraternity of Uganda from northern, western, eastern and central, ladies and gentlemen, protocol observed. Right Honorable Prime Minister, before I proceed, I would request my colleagues, the ministers, to come forward and address a few words to our people. Can you please come forward? Honorable Mtunzo. As you realize, there are ladies, they don't walk at first. And they are still very young, but they will live longer and enjoy eldership. You are most welcome, Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister. Abagurusi n'abakekuru kirofina wajaguize ekirotyanyu toija hano kujaguza nenywe mutawaruke emyaka yone mu masire kanyaratora kumugisa kubasima abo kurwanira obusinge kurongeito twajaguze kiro kya bakekuru n'abagurusi ito abato zire tujaguza emyaka mu masire muturwanira gutube kurungi nenywe mu rwebembezi betatu waitu pasavinga Kamorora na Prime Minister kusima ngabagurusi bona bari na kuja kumora Prime Minister mkyara betukande kirungi yabagabire buya webara kiki webara tswarura webara muno kurelera abagurusi wetu kuja kumora kumbiriza Peace Race Mtuzo Luma Member Parliament of Nyangabu kandi Minister of State for Gender and Culture Rundi abakekunda kusekura y'abantu abunebyo muhangwa webara kumbiriza
Enaremoy, Tabanya, Museveni oye, ningoza kusima wekitirisa muno President, abokutaba obusinge, neteka, kurora muno Mugurusi, n'omukaikuru, n'amanyirirwa. All the elderlies from wherever you have come from, we want to thank the President for recognizing you, for giving you a full-fledged ministry so that you can be cared for. Nigoza kusima President akokukomere manzi omukazi, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Robina Nabanja Akiki Majegere mumutangire na mali. What men can do, women can do, and sometimes even better. Prime Minister kwetorole siyona kakole milimo ito ba minister neto akatukuipinga tukayiruka tukarambura halimu wangu kutunga na wetu tumsabire nikusa ngoza kusima wekitinisa muno chairman wetu kwa KYEGEGWA Tawaruka District Headquarters. Ningoza kusima bagenzi batu
Parliament abachaka Central
Attorney General
those are watching us live on YouTube channel na banyakula video mkarakano netukoza kwa gaitibwa member abachaka Central and the University our the first and ever international to be celebrated with KYEGEGWA atukoja wote kurusi beitu abutumaki bukwera batuma bitu yes mkarakano Kenya Parliament abachaka Central omukuru wa Bironi mwikize ntwara saksina sana mukuru wihanga Museveni kiriza otekere chikuru muno ekyo kwija kurona ngo naito ta celebrating amagara ya KYEGEGWA district ninga kusima abwe mutaniza abwe birudi namuno muno kurongo hatsazi Uganda y'iche namuno muno omucyaka sente ito takombozi kampani abatembozi kanti
habo kubamanyirira
ya Uganda now no rekimo ngo buli muntu wena na cyaka KYEGEGWA abantu bibona biri mu town kurana NRM government kwa members baitu tutola kutuhagira abokuwa tugezaho kusobola kurwana mbere South Africa baitu natembera kujya kuranga mukoro gugo nsokuza nenywe nsokuja kuzana abakayikuru mwakuru twine so sazino ino kwa kwata kurungi kantu barolera nimba sima mwebale muno kandi sima media team ni sima Britop Media Center nimba sima kurangu ekiro mukere cyo mugaso kandi buri muntu w'abakicikaga mu history ya Uganda. Thank you sima government aba said program sende zizemba bakayikuru baitu obundi kuterera kwikwa nuko sende bakosa kurungi nyenda kusima president Yoweri Kaguta Museveni abakasanga kansija kira yambe kuhangana no kubaho azuito kuna abantu bakanye oyo cyonka nyina kuhanti wakasija kama kaso kutamara kusanga government kasente ati se mitwaro kitano nuko asolo kuguramu akakoko asolo kurubisa yaguri kitu ekinde kisoko mungera kumutwara muriso amukura kana kichweka chetu na muntu sanga mukafuru kunihira kwe ngayo akagati na kasukari nganja mukaduka mujiriye so sazini tukurora ati tunaza kwataniza abantu bantu abalinda ko ale muno mwebareke. Thank you so much for control and the international KYEGEGWA district and indeed is the host and the coming up is the way and the radio abanyakiti kumizamo and the
we gather today to commemorate the International Day of Older Persons 2023. I want to apologize for my senior minister and extend our welcome in absentia. This occasion carries profound significance as we come together to honor the wealth of knowledge, experience, wisdom that our senior citizens give to our beloved nation. It is an opportunity not only to acknowledge their critical contributions, but also to reflect upon the challenges they encounter as they journey through their later years. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the theme for this year's commemoration is a call for action, resonates well with the pressing need to ensure that our older citizens age with grace, dignity, and good health. The theme calls upon all of us to prioritize the well-being of our older generation as they continue to enrich society with their wisdom. The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development dedicated the month of September as a period to create awareness of the issues of older persons and promotion of health aging among older persons and the general public. This involved wide broadcasts on TV, radio, and other platforms. Right Honorable Prime Minister, according to social gerontology reports, older persons are more likely to experience serious and life-threatening complications as they age. This is because many older persons have several underlying health conditions like hypertension, diabetes, cardiac, cancer, arthritis, and respiratory problems, among others. This year, therefore, we want to emphasize the importance of health aging and together discuss ways of how health aging can be successfully achieved and sustained. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I want to inform the public that health aging applies to people of all ages. It's not about older persons alone. Therefore, we should all live a good lifestyle that will result in health aging. People should not wait for old age to start living healthy. Action should therefore be taken now and from today. Through the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and other sectors, government has put in place a number of initiatives, including to empower communities to engage in practices that promote healthy living of older persons. In a world where health is among our most cherished assets, it's our moral obligation to provide the necessary support and care to enable older persons to lead healthy and fulfilling lives. Our senior citizens deserve access to quality health care, opportunities for active and engaged living, and the reassurance that they can aid with vitality and grace. Right Honorable Prime Minister, as the government, we remain steadfast in our commitment to promoting health aging throughout our society. We tirelessly work to ensure that older persons have access to health care services customized to their unique needs. We invest in programs that foster physical activity, nurture mental well-being, and facilitate social inclusion for our old citizens. Our chief guest, allow me to enumerate the number of results we have registered since the previous celebrations. I also request my elders to join me in appreciating NRM government in realizing each of these critical achievements. 1. Under SAGE, the Senior Citizens Grant for older persons above 80 years was sustained. A total of Uganda shillings 121 billion was allocated and is now fully funded by the government of Uganda. Over 300,000 older persons continue to receive their monthly social pension, and this has been transformative in their lives. 2. Makerere University School of Public Health commenced on the postgraduate curriculum for the geriatrics course. The course is expected to build a cadre of doctors to transform health service delivery in terms of proper diagnosis for older persons' health conditions. 3. Government of Uganda approved the ratification of African Union Protocol on the rights of older persons. This is a fundamental tool in terms of concretizing African solidarity in the protection of African values and the restoration of respect for older persons in Africa. 4. Amendments of the parish development model procedures to ensure access to 10% of older persons groups exclusively was achieved as they are highlighted by their chairperson. However, some few PDM circles in some local governments are still not allowing older persons to form their exclusive groups due to ageism mentality. We request that this negative mentality changes from today onwards. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I want everybody here to know that you, in a special way, petitioned His Excellency to give us 10%. The older persons had been left out. Can we clap for the Right Honorable Prime Minister for petitioning and enabling us get the 10% of the parish developmental, which is 500 billion in 5 years, which is 100 billion every year, and which is 100 million every parish, and which is 810 million for 81 parishes in KYEGEGWA. Can KYEGEGWA clap for that? 5. SEGOP grant was sustained to support vulnerable older persons who cannot benefit under SAGE or other wealth creation grants due to their poor health conditions. A total of 566 groups of older persons were supported last financial year, and some 800 groups are expected to benefit this financial year 2023-2024. Let every older person clap. This means every year you are going to have money as a grant. Right Honorable Prime Minister, pending issues of concern to older persons. Number 1, amendment for a MIOGA program to include older persons as category 20 is pending. The ministry in charge of microfinance is not yet clear on this discrimination issue. We hope this will be fast-tracked through your intervention, Right Honorable Prime Minister. 2, a waiver on correcting errors on NIRA cards, hence payment exclusions under said due to age understatement. This needs urgent attention, Right Honorable Prime Minister, because a lot of our older persons of 8 and above have been left out because of this error, and age is not there in their favor, and aging is irreversible. 3, delayed lowering of the targeting age for sale from 80 to at least 75 years is another pending matter. This would help the SEGOP and the PDM to focus only on older persons aged 60 to 74 years. 4, waiver for older persons in the upcoming health insurance scheme to enable older persons access free medical care as the most burdened and vulnerable category of the population in terms of health care is another matter that requires government attention. The delayed clearance of the older person bill by the Attorney General and its review to accommodate the newly approved AU protocol on the rights of older persons need to be fast-tracked. 6, development of interministerial national guidelines for meaningful inclusion and affirmative action for older persons in all sectors of the economy. This would address the moral issues where service providers and the public no longer give space to older persons on public transport system, in banking lines, in health facilities, in shopping malls, among others. 7, the special enterprise grant for older persons funding was supposed to be Uganda shillings 10 billion, but we are currently operating by Uganda shillings 5 billion. Yet the demand is too high, as highlighted earlier by the chairperson of the council. 8, intergenerational discordancy. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Uganda is slowly getting challenges from failure to cope with the waves of modernity, including social media. There are intergenerational transition challenges cropping up from one generation to another. I therefore want to call upon the public to reflect on our good cultural values, to think deeply on how to sieve the positive aspects from the fast-changing global village in terms of nutrition for our older persons, respect for elders, proper dressing code, responsible parenting, among others. Today, let's review our commitment to safeguarding the well-being and dignity of older persons. Let's unite in our resolve to break down the barriers that hinder their access to quality health care and opportunities for active living. Let us stand together and celebrate their resilience and the wealth of experience they share with our communities. Right Honorable Prime Minister, as we gather here today, let's remember that it is collective responsibility to create an inclusive and age-friendly society where every older person can age with grace and good health. Together, we shall ensure that health aging is not just a concept, but a vibrant reality for all, regardless of age. In conclusion, Right Honorable Prime Minister, I want to express my deepest appreciation to all leaders of older persons at different levels, development partners, and aged care organizations for their tireless dedication to the welfare of older persons in Uganda. Among others, allow me to appreciate the following public entities for the extra support to older persons. KYEGEGWA District Local Government, our host. Let's clap for them. KYEGEGWA District Councils for Older Persons. National Council for Older Persons. Office of the Right Prime Minister, which is headed by you, Right Honorable Prime Minister. Ministry of Public Service. Ministry of Health. Ministry of Local Government. Makerere University Medical School. Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority. National Social Security Fund. NIRA, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development with all their technical staff. Among others, similarly, allow me to appreciate the following non-state actors for the extra support to older persons. British High Commission, Ireland Embassy, World Food Programme, World Health Organization, UNEFA, UNFA, the media, Centenary Bank, Help Age International, Uganda Reach, the Aged Association, Reach One Touch, One Ministries, the Aged Family, the Grandmothers Consortium, Sight Savers International, among others. Once again, I congratulate my fellow senior citizens for having reached this day. I urge each of us to work harder to ensure that we age gracefully. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I now take this honor and privilege to invite you to address your people. I say this for God and my country, and I thank you all.
Members of Parliament, the representative of our High Commission for the Bridgeside Commission, the permanent secretaries, the RDCs, the LOC 5 chairpersons, members of the NRM Elders League, the national chairman of the Elders Council, the religious and cultural leaders, Elder Persons Fraternity of Uganda, ladies and gentlemen. Abantu bategekwa n'abakuusi nywena abanyolo n'abanyolo kati muli mutabalungi koya koya mulije munyikirize batabaluke kwikakiro ky'abakuusi ekyensi yoona mweterera omugalo. Ekitiibwa Pulezidenti Yoweri Museveni akimanyire ebihango mukiikirire tasoboire kwijja habw'emirimu mingi baitu n'abagonza muno muli mutabalungi inywena mutere omungalo Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. I wish to salute the elder persons and the NRM government at large for the several milestones we have achieved over the years. When the NRM government came to power in 1986, we launched the struggle of liberating different special interest groups from the deeper-rooted injustices and barriers. Given the NRM's strong belief in the role of the people in any struggle, we realized that we could not address the challenges and barriers against the elder persons without their direct involvement in the policy and the legislative processes. That is how we decided as government that the elder persons should be represented at all decision-making levels, from LC1 up to Parliament. Please join me in thanking His Excellency the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the NRM government for recognizing and uplifting the elder persons in Uganda.
abatawulira olujungu kwena gamba gavumenti yaitu ya NRM kuyisira omusobozi ekati etegerereza kimu ng'abantu boona balina kwetaba mu kukola emirimu na muno okucwamu ebintu byetukukola kulugira kimu IRC1 kwika palamenti yateekamu abagurusi nabo babe muteekaniza yokola emirimu ya gavumenti n'okucwamu biki ebikukolebwa era twena kusimba gavumenti yaitu indabo okitiisa pulezidenti hamirimu etu tukikozere bulungi kw'okujja kulambika mu maiso awo era kusaba mutere omugabo kamutamusa. As you all know, the government is currently implementing several transformative programs, such as the Paris Movement Model, which is aimed at bringing the remaining 39% of the Ugandans into the money economy. We have created an enabling environment for older persons to benefit from PDM and other programs. As you have already been told, the elder persons have a percentage on PDM, and that is 30%. The women have a percentage, and that is 30%. The youth have 30%. People with disabilities have 10%. And the rest, the men who are above 35 years, up to 60 years, have also 20%. Ekikugamba hano bwekitiisa president na cabinet tukakirola kulungi twatwamu ng'abagurusi babahe ebitweka 10 ha buli 10 asente zino ezamuruka nizo miliyoni 10 buli muruka kwenda kubahabuza abalungi esente ezo muzimanyira abagurusi bakuzifuna okwo abagurusi bakuyifuna abagurusi abebembeza abagurusi abalikunga habuli kyalo habuli gombora ha districti mukozireho ki kukonyera abagurusi bagenzi bange okutunga ekimu kya 10 nizo miliyoni 10 buli muruka ez'abagurusi. Abakazi tulinawo ebitweka 30 nizo miliyoni 3 nizo miliyoni 3 habuli 10. Abasigazi balina miliyoni 3 abasajja 1000 kuruga myaka 35 okugenda haigulu bwina emiliyoni 40 nizo miliyoni 10 amuka. Abebembeza abali hano kwenda kutwala mukisakulu kubalagira mumulenge okulola abantu banyu kulabwaliwo abakyala lenga okulola abakyala emiliyoni zaabo 30 amuka bazifunire. Bwolabwaliwo abasigazi lenga okulola emiliyoni zaabo 30 bazifunire amuka. Bwolabwaliwo abagurusi longa okulola emiliyoni 10 abagurusi bayitungire. Bwolabwaliwo abasajja 1000 lenga okulola emiliyoni 20 basugira buli muruka abokuba eyo niyo enkola ya NRM. Abantu boona kulola buli mukintu mukyekirize nkwera muterereyo weka kutamusembere abantu bakyegekwa engalo musabaliza abikazi abike abo bebembeza obulungi. It is important to remember that before the NRM came to power in 1985-86, Uganda's life expectancy was 48.89, 48 years, 9. It has since increased, like I already told, to 63.73 years due to the NRM sustained effort to improve living conditions. Idwena abali hano abasigazi abasajja 10 abaisiki n'abakazi era ebyaletanisha obusobozi abantu bafaaga batakagize emyaka 49. Gavumenti yateeka omukola bimalire ati omuntu kujja kufa okuyita emyaka 64 average ekyo tekukiterera omugalo abantu bafanga batakeikire ati anu nabanja lwekyoma kubainafiire ira kubanga naye emyaka 5 kubainafiire ira mulembe kwa abasajja abalongwiro baddola emyaka 64 hano mwaine omukazi aina identity card akazalwa 1923 kyali wakaine kiro kyamu bakijagulizamu kura nanyona musimba akabasa nagamba mutegano ojaguze mukazi hariho omusaiza omugurusi atwolekere identity card ye ero akazalwa omwaka 1920 ekirikumanyisa aina emyaka 10 ate ogoma kimutamuterera omugalo otwetutambula bana bakoze exhibitions tusangira omukazi ali kansa yagamba abakurusa abo tibalya bintu byetulya tibasiikaga mmere balyanga okukolora balyanga emmere balyagenda okulya bino ebikuwambeka omubiri kandi yensonga lwaki bakuzire kwika myaka ekyo kwenda kuhabuzayi wali hano olina emyaka 20 oli musiki okulira ebbere lyonage okulira amaanyi mangi naye omusigazi oli kiki emyaka 10 oli kikyanyu nabwensonga eyo okuterera abagurusi omungalo abokuba basobole kwerinda bayita emyaka 10. But this requires strengthening our health systems to deal with medical challenges associated with old age. I want to inform you that the government of Uganda has put in place a policy. Our policy is that the health system starts from the village. We have the health teams at village level. We have the health center 3s at sub-county level. Well equipped. Those that are not equipped, we shall equip them. We have the health center 4s. I'm told you need 1 or 2 here. I am going to go back and fulfill that promise of the president. We have the district hospitals. We also have regional hospitals. We have the national referral hospitals specialized in that regard. And so, government yaitu ina structure kurugira timu achiala ekikusobola kukonyera kurora obulwaire bwabwo obulwaire ati esimu yekiro kinu this year's theme is health aging, a call for action. This theme is critical and universal. I want to take this opportunity to urge elder persons to embrace healthy living by undertaking regular exercises and eating healthy foods, as well as avoiding excess alcohol. If you take excess alcohol, you may not achieve much. Kama garukire mukino omuwaitu olujjakitala omulamba gwekiro kinu gukugamba ololelera omwomezi bwawe erese ejinga okulero yuno oba kireeteta omulunyolo mukyala gwangolo lwakutanyandira erese ejinga kukula kuhwina olina omwomezi omulungu kukula olina omwomezi bulungu kandi bagamba a call for action nikimanyisa ngu kinu kikwetaaga tukikolere obwangu buli muntu akaihana kandi buli muntu nakwatwako ati nabagamba ngu inywe n'abagurusi abali hano mulenge okulora ngu nimwerorerera obwecumi mwecume kandi mukole exercise dwiro bakolono ye pikoti ebikonde bitere omupira kusambe boramwe mukazi akapira kabaki kali mulembe gwa Museveni muli emmere eyina omugaso kandi kulekera okunywa omwenge okukuba omwenge kuyina ebizibu bingi okusobola kubayita. I am glad that the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has developed health aging guidelines which we shall popularize to all older persons across the country. The older persons fraternity in Uganda, we agree, you will agree with me that this is the first time in the history of the country that we have programs such as social assistance grants for empowerment, that is SAGE, special enterprises groups, grant for the elderly, the PDM that we are putting in place, and the money being put in pockets of a common person, including elder persons. I pledge to engage the Attorney General's Office to fast track the clearance of the Older Persons Bill 2019 for consideration by Cabinet and Parliament, and of course, you know what I'm talking about. I want to task the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development to work with my office to develop and disseminate an interministerial the interministerial guidelines that will guide both the state and non-state actors to pursue meaningful inclusion of older persons' issues across all sectors. I have taken note of all your concerns and issues here. Honorable Kafuzi, ebisibu byawe byona n'ebizibu bya KYEGEGWA byona mbitwaire. Nja kutwalira muzeeyi report abokubali wabaire support kulonga ebikukulu yasindika nyowe. Nja kuwa report ekwoleka bwaliwo ettaka erya mugenzi wange nagalukira mu bigere yateekerewa abantu kandi minisita wange akwenda kubabingawo. Nkamwemereza ina kubabingawo ekyo mukimanyire. Bali tukwenda kulola tukikole mu mateeka. We are doing this slowly but sure. Kubenda kubakumya kutalo wanabagobaho. Bali tuleke tukikole mpola tutaguruka tukaguruka amateeka. Ekindi kwenda kutabakucha abantu bakyegegwa. Kyebega muliyo. Kwenda kupata abantu kya kutunga administration broker eyone enkoto muno. Ekyombeko kya district Mawuuro. Mukiteera mu ngalo. Ekyombeko ekyo kitwaire bilioni 2 ekitweka. Bilioni 2 zirukira mu ofisi ya Prime Minister. Twina program ekibeeta Dr. Div twomekera ebyombeko mu madistrict mind nakyegegwa eri. Eibwalo lyanyu eryo hospital erya Kyegegwa era tukabyombeka tukozesa sente eza ofisi ya Prime Minister. Goze na Ministry of Health Crazy. Na amalwalo mind health center tools kwa upgrade health center 3. Adeyaso abantu bakyegegwa ekikubanza mwebale kuyikiriza. Mukayikiriza mukabeera n'abantu boona ab'Esiyona abayisire kubundabundira hamwe. Niyo ensonga lwaki ekyombeko ekyo kiro. Muliitukiraga refugees. The refugees who have been hosted in this area, that is the reason we are having that administration block. I am happy to note that the management of most of the payrolls of pensioners have now been decentralized, and older persons can now access their money with ease. In line with the NRM long-term vision, I want to urge elder persons to embrace savings as a culture and avoid land fragmentation. Abakusa abali hano tukubasaba mukengereze sente kandi musevinge mwabule esente ezo zishobore kubagasira kandi kubasaba mulenge okurora mutagabanya mu itaka habwokuba munagabanya itaka lyanyu ubwire bujja kwikolebwa mutabani waawe agule kubodaboda akuba nakyekali kyegegwa ne bakikutwala eitaka likozire eitaka mulikolese nga kampuni y'amaka gaali goona abaana banyu bakolera eitaka nuko musobole kwekulakulanya mugabane ebikurugamu mu itaka eryo. As I conclude once again, allow me to congratulate the elder persons for their contribution to the development of this country. I thank you all and I wish you happy celebrations. For God and my country.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Prime Minister, for those remarks and presiding over this. It's now our humble request that you preside over the launch of the manual on enterprises for older persons, which is right before you there. And I request the Honorable Ministers from Gender, Chairperson of Older Persons Council, to please join in. Honorable Flavia Kawahenda, as Chairperson of the committee, to please join in. And Honorable Members of Parliament representing older persons, please join in as the Right Honorable launches this manual on enterprises for older persons.
Hello.
Next, we shall be handing over the dummy checks and the gifts for the older persons. Please bring across the older persons.
On behalf of government, allow me to launch the guide to enterprises for older persons, for God and my country.
Very good. Now the sign off.
Abativi abo bamanya kukopa sikini chao. Tikuteka ya bank, kuteka wene ya office.
Very good. Thank you, Right Honorable. Right Honorable, now we request you to hand over dummy checks to the following districts: Kasanda, Chenjojo, Kabarole, Chegegwa, and Fort Portal City.
Can I request those districts mentioned to come forward?
Chairpersons, older persons council from those districts, please come. The chairpersons, older persons councils from Kasanda, please come.
Let me request my colleague, yes, Deputy Attorney General, to come and hand over this on my behalf.
Right Honorable, we also request you to hand over items to the oldest persons in Kygegwa. There are 2 beneficiaries identified. After the dummy checks, we shall be doing the 2 beneficiaries, the oldest in Kabarole, in Kygegwa. Dummy checks now. First dummy check goes to
Right Honorable Prime Minister, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to hand over this check to Kasanda District Special Enterprises Grant for older persons. It is a check of 30 million shillings.
very good. Kasanda
Let me
receives.
request the Minister of State for Gender to also hand over another check. Minister of State Gender.
Madam Prime Minister, I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to hand over this check to Chenjojo District for beneficiaries of Special Enterprise Grant for the older persons worth 36,990,000 shillings.
Obugalo, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me also request my sister, the Minister of State, Local Government, Mama Wabana, nawe gaba sente zizo. Museveni agamude.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Prime Minister. I take this opportunity to give out a check of 20 million to Kabarole District beneficiaries. Please receive.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
mugende muzikolese kurungi. Lete zindi, lete.
Those who have received, please, you can go back.
Can I request the minister in charge of elder persons to hand over a check for Porto City?
If you're not receiving a check, please leave the position. Those who are not receiving checks, please, let's take our seats.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Prime Minister. It's a pleasure and honor to hand over this check of 15 million shillings to the beneficiaries of the Special Enterprise Grant for Older Persons for Fort Portal City 2023/2024. Congratulations.
Museveni baija kuikiriza eno kanjigabe eyakyegegwa kanje gabire abalungi nywe n'abagegwa kambazo mukubaho muikirize abagurusi bakyegegwa baye echeke ya milioni 30 beddu musobole kuzikolesa kwekulakulaniza Museveni agabwire obukalo mubuteera buli wabika mwabike n'abandi tujagera tubahereza katandika butandisi.
Okay.
Activity endi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister.
I want to do one activity and leave the minister to handle others.
Yes,
I have a bishop in my district. I want to move now.
We are handing over.
But I want to give a gift to this old woman here.
Exactly, Right Honorable. That is it.
And that will be my last activity.
She's
called. I request the minister to manage.
She's called HUMURA Patricia. She's 109 years.
She's 109 years. She's 133 according to the relatives. Bakabira myaka 13 omukaja asaziko omukulu mu Uganda. Let her come here. Niwo kyasingira omukulu mu Uganda oli empanga.
Chairperson, board, and executive, please come around as we hand over the items. HUMURA board chairperson, CEO, please. Those who are not receiving, please let's pull aside. Members, let's go behind. Let's pull behind. Let's go
we are being joined by video and those who are watching us now live on YouTube channel. This is tuelezana bakaikuru na mestia na bakaikuru ya kuweza kirokino
Gerwa muno kurora naho yotagera mukoro go singera ho abakenana kandi magezi and this is the last stage of every human being so ni important semerirwe muno kandi semerirwe muno kurora ngu wekitinisa prime minister abere hano ku blessing mukoro guno
now honorable maybe batuliza video abatuza video of course kayerekanu abogwenize kumanya obundi message abakabagurusi banu basubeka kwerinda intamzo byo kurya abantu bari bikwaje ko ngo ubundi bahangara kwikana myaka y'abantu kuba 10 plus
ekikuru muno kurora ngunu bokubo cyari muto katugamba mudusigaza hazunu myaka 2-25 mutandike mwirinde muno muno kamwerero ebikuleta kara abantu kufakara katugambe kurora numuriya kurungi ebyokurya ebirungi etali junk food muriye muhogo akaro ebyokurya ebyo ebitasikire so that osobole kuhangara.
Okay, maybe those abanyakura video kerekana baturirize tunahone bochogabiro kana nawe nakusobora kake and obundi begirukana bena bucyaga abantu and then of course
ladies and gentlemen, we are proceeding with handing over to all the persons.
Atugonza kutabarukiye kiro banayitwe kandi
we still have
kwesa mukuru gudu salmanya ngukunda bitu ebindi atugonza businguzi. So abaturiza video twaika aho and the prime minister is leaving the place right now. The prime minister is leaving the place. Aliyo na agenda mkairikanu. So abatumiza video mkairikanu kandi tuliyo tukumizamu kwa tujaguza ekiro kinu ekya abagurusi omuyihangalira ekiro kyembaganza kandi kyo muhembo hano tukonza kusima district KYEGEGWA abo Patricia platform M kurangwa ekiro kinu Patricia na one of the oldest tungomugisa na roho abantu bamale abo abanyakuzire mu myaka kandi rire ngo tuine binge byo gukora intamuzo turukuya atukosege no kusemeriro kuranga ubundi na yutu twahike myaka y'abantu bakuru bana of course cyale yibakize norangu cyale abantu abeyira badaga bikoranya kusemerire kuranga bahika myaka sanga ngo yito kairikare
tumuhayiro mubarisi na bagiti
bayitu sima
twamura ibirize suka
tongera kusaba ngo bunde bikwe twandya chairman twamura bari mukamawanga bakuririza
twamuye binikemu
twamura bakuririza video
yangoza yabana Rubembe Gideon chairman wa kusima bakurusira kubona abo kumara akiro cyabo cyabasa abantu bakuru kandi umukuye yange mu muruka gwa kijuma no tuyihire abakuru abasa abakuru mwaka ne 10 oyo kintu nitera esengatu bagezi bange nti ba n'abahishaka y'abukuru webale chairman so we are set now honorable
abantu abandi bambi mu ireyo tutunde audience n'abagurusi
yes webale kujya kiro cya abagurusi utumwake bukwereza abantu abagurusi tamuzo byo kurya ibarariya gakurango nawo bahangara nkaitu
bariya fresh foods bakanaka kurya ibyo kurya ebisiki zo bunimanyisa nkebyo kurya byeto twebire bikuruga mu musero ka muhogo katugare akaro tugare nakatugare na butakora ibyo kurya ruto bitukubatwe twirire right from the garden.
ntumanya ubundi kayerekane bikora cyane byo kunywa ubundi bitarukutegeza kurungi nabyo ubundi meste kale kusemba kayerekano
baterera for at least abakorinda kunywa ebitameza abo kuba nibikuletera ubundi kugamba abo ko disorganizing obwongo osanga ubundi umuntu mwaja mu wese wese mutakugiremo so unaitwa kuchana mwaka oje yobukuru.
Okay, bigambo byala abantu bakege babona kurabira YouTube.
Abantu habategeba abantu umukuru muno 125 kandi sima wetinisa president Museveni kurorangu bahanga kisembo muri abo abantu abakuzira kandi ni nyenda akora mu cy'abantu bakegegwa inywena kandi nyenda no kubaganga nyocho gabiro Jack Muganga ndiyo nyabrane mutanyabo nyenda kweza hantebe ibiri abakaga ya district.
Chogabiwe Jacqueline katuboneze ndekamaze mu mugurusi wonu nawe mugurusi ndekamaze nayo kake ndekamaze mugurusi ndekamaze mugurusi amnayiwe webale kyo
yego nene webale
you orgiri kamugurusi
Ndi KYEGEGWA mu.
Oro KYEGEGWA hano. Chikozi ruta kusanga ngo emyaka egino kya mulingo okine vibe ngwenu. Tusheta vibe munyako bitira. Mukababe kicumbi
kagezaga uragamaga kutajya turinda uragamaga mukoreke tukikora data babiro bino yo kubana tanga nagenda bugende takumanya bikiri abashangayo
okay kale webale webale mugurusi abana mugurusi kandi adiere no man ndanjeto atulirize and also watching us live adiere no man tukutangira adiere just face the camera to leka tusigo camera dende adiere tukutangira tabaruka kiro na mugurusi
mukitabaka uburusi nimbwirira inyenda tutabaka abantu bakigega abantu ba regional hotel abantu ba habokweka kiro kimwe kandi kutabara kimwe n'abantu bakigega aho kubanite tubaraba bahongisa bito tubayireba host bihanga rero basirezano uriyo masemerirwe emkorobera nungi muno prime minister atkimu yote korana kwa district zatabara kimwe n'abantu bakigega kandi ndorango tuwarekiza na mukaga turamara kuteka ubuhombezo bunyakwikire bamuntege abagurusi nimbasaba ngo kujaguza kuno gubarire ngo mukorera abongera mwirinde kurungi muriye kurungi unywe kurungi murara kurungi mukorevyo na muno ngo ko exercise nuko muyambara kubaho nuko uturara tujaguza kira kindi tusobore kujaguza muri bomeza uko tubetaga muri bomeza ninyo no mani birungi omumanyire kubagondeza birungi
adiere no man yes webale muna adiere no man habo akayire kanu kande abakirinju bali bayingi abakirinju tune bayingi kambaza no mugurusi gosiba yote
ndiyo tatu
mugurusi reka mugurusi irahanu tubaze ukakayite utikoze wote myaka ko ni muhikaho bene mukine vibe
ukutandika kwetu tukatandika tugawazangana kandi ukutandika kuola twahuraga abazaire banyu bakongire kuhangare batanaga buli kimu kandi ebyokulya bitwalyaga tibiri nibyo byabwire buno twalyaga enyama kabairoho twalyaga bitakuli hanyuma na muhogo hanyuma na maluni ebi nibyo byokulya byatuyambaga muno kukira ekisura twalyaga ekyekitoro
mugurusi mwakaraga kusabyo
twalyaga ebitakuli n'oburo obu tukabura abasiga bayimufu ibyo bitakuli n'oburo na muhogo eho ekyo nibyo batutwalyaga muno hati nyama twagiteka mu gikisura k'ekitoro guha kubino rero hayiziremo ibiromosika
kusika muzeno bolira na yunuba
kandi tutwasekaga kinyama oyaye twalyaga bino hati bikoto twalyaga oyaye butoyito buti niwe bamigiraga mukuru
yowana matoko
kubaho muti akamupereza abasigazi kemno kayito myaka yitwenu netu kwa tutake myaka 10 plus yowana matoko eminyeto
into yikoraho eminyeto ene no buhori yito mbere tukuri kuhura baishe babo kumugamba kugira ke mugambe ndakugamba kandi ubwo budaba kubarize mukurire twakurire mu mwana wange
kurize ngabazaire bayi
kurize abazaire bayi mure tegyo
webale producer nanyo akaire kandekere akaire kandekere kanduko